Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Kindred Souls of Brooklyn. And folks, every time I come to a place like this, Joey D's, we're gonna have lunch today, I always think of the old Burgerama on 3011, I believe it was, Dahill Road in Brooklyn, right near Immaculate Heart of Mary Church, right across from Greenwood Cemetery. It was just such an amazing place. It closed, I think, in 1975, but there's nothing online about it. There's no photographs. I think I got one picture of like a little sign of like their menu or like an advertisement for them. But I tried calling a friend of mine who was a really good archivist, and maybe I'll get some pictures through him. But there's literally nothing on about Burgerama, and it was a very iconic place. So I thought I'd do a video on it and do it from my memory and do it while I'm at this place, Joey D's, because every time I go to a place like this, like I said, I think of that iconic place in Brooklyn that I'll never forget, with the syrupy Cokes and the amazing food. All right, stand by for a cool video, I hope. So first off, the nice thing about Burgerama was that it was simpler days back then. I mean, you could go in there. I think it actually closed in 1975, and there were two stories as to why it closed. The first one I heard was that there was a big construction project going on over there and that they just couldn't make out. But I think the more real story, and again, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, is that you got to remember now, 1975, Burger King was on the upswing, and I think there was only like 2 or 3 Burger Kings in all of Brooklyn. So the word has it that Burger King came into the owner of Burgerama and he said, "We really want to be on this corner. We don't want to put you out of business, but we'll make you an offer. We prefer to be here." And supposedly he took the offer. Now, I don't remember who owned Burgerama or how old the guy was, whether he was ready for retirement, but that was the story that I originally heard. It could be wrong, but I do know that the Burger King that's there right now on 3301 Dahill Road is standing in the very spot of the Burgerama, and I don't think they really changed the building all that much, because the parking lot, as I remember, Burgerama is still the same. And you could go in there. People used to have it wasn't a drive-in, but it was like a drive-in type of place. It wasn't a drive-through, but it was just a nice place. I mean, they had the most syrupy Cokes. They had Coca Cola, of course. They had burgers. It was charbroiled. They had hot dogs, of course. And it was the olden days where the spigots of ketchup were out. It wasn't like today where you ask for a ketchup and you have to beg them for 3 ketchups. Everything was out. The napkins were all out. And it was a really fun place to go. Don't forget, you were overlooking Greenwood Cemetery, so it was nice. Not that looking in the cemetery is great, but it was great for watching the changing of the leaves. And cemeteries go. Greenwood's pretty nice. It's the 3rd biggest in the world, and it's a cemetery, but it's Victorian style, and it was just had that little ambiance about it. And it was just a different era, folks, when you could go there with your kids. And I didn't have kids. I was 10 years old at the time. I was attending Holy Name of Jesus Catholic school, and sometimes my mom would pick me up and we'd go there for lunch after like on a Wednesday, where they had CCD in those days, and we'd get out earlier, and the kids would come in for religious instruction, and it was just nice. Sometimes we'd go there as a family. We had a big station wagon back then, an Impala station wagon, a blue one, and we used to pile some kids in there and go, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a different era. No one was really worried about calories and too much sugar. I mean, I remember I used to go, because I'm a big Coke person, even was then. I used to go and get like a Coke with no ice, and it had to be the most syrupy Coke I've ever had in my life, one of them anyway. And it was great, and they just would give it to you. And they had those little paper dishes, just really, really nice, iconic, and very memorable. And like I said, there's nothing on the internet on this. If anybody out there's got a photograph or a video or something, I'd love to see it so I could do another video on it, because I think it holds a lot of memories. I think about maybe all the guys maybe went there before they went to Vietnam, or maybe when they came back, and some people never came back. It was a different era, and in a way better, in a way worse, but it just I think we needed to have some kind of tribute. I don't know what it was with the Armour things back in those days, but we had Buzzerama, 3 or 4 blocks away on Church Avenue, and then you had Burgerama over there. It wasn't owned by the same people, but there was something about the Armours back in those days. I don't know why. What was nice about the place too, as I remember it, was set up the way Nathan's is set up in Coney Island, where they had different stations for different things. So if you wanted just like a soda, you went to like one side of it, and then they had ice cream there. If you wanted like a hot dog or burger, it was like one side. So it was a really cool place, and it was really funny too. It was, it was a nice place, because it was the kind of place that you'd go to and you'd find like you'd be sitting there and you'd see your friends from school, or friends would come in with their parents or something. You also saw a lot of teams there, a lot of baseball teams, football teams. I mean, God, I was a T-ball coach in the early 2000s. And my God, if we ever took the kids these days to a place like that, I think the parents would probably kill us. I mean, back then we used to bring them the pizza, and I don't know. I know people are probably healthier today, and obviously, you know, we should have been watching maybe more back in those days, but it just was a simpler and nicer time. I mean, it was just, you know, there wasn't so much craziness, it seemed like, and everyone seemed more normal. Everyone seemed to have regular jobs. There wasn't any craziness around, and it was calmer. It was nice. So, yeah, and it was a different era too. I mean, if you remember, I think White Castle on 36th Street or 39th Street, that was the only fast food place around there. Burger King wasn't there. McDonald's hadn't opened up yet, you know, farther down on Fort Hamilton Parkway. So it was kind of the only game in town in a way. And it was very different. It wasn't a chain. And you went in there, it was the same people you saw working in there typically. And they were pretty good with making your burger well done if you wanted it. So it was a nice place. And I think a lot of people still miss it in a lot of ways. It was a simpler time. And again, you could just, the car wash was right across the street. I remember, like, you know, we'd go and wash the car, and maybe we'd stop in there or vice versa. So it was a lot of fun times back in those times. And like I said, if anybody's got any pictures of it or stories, I'd love to hear them. I just have fond memories of it, and I think most people do as well. So hope you enjoyed the video. All right, so it's not Burgerama, but I'm going to dig into this one right here. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Again, just drop me a line, subscribe, drop me a line, let me know if you have any stories on Burgerama. I'd love to hear them. Pictures would be great. So for everyone in Brooklyn, and like I said, for all those people who went away, didn't come back, for all those people who aren't here to, you know, remember Burgerama, we missed them and loved them. And hope you guys have a great day, great Labor Day weekend, and who knows, you know, maybe someone out there has some great pictures of Burgerama, and I'll do another video on it. But for now, this is Al signing off from Kindred Souls of Brooklyn. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.